my fellow unks and my fellow OG COD enthusiasts, it's time to pick up your controllers. It's time to be excited once again. It's time to relive 2012 and 2010 all over again. And that is because Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 is coming to PlayStation 5. Yes, hello everyone, and welcome to this brand new video here on my channel. Now, I'm making this video because, well, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for the fact that Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2 will be coming out on to the PlayStation 5. And I'm also just making this video just to provide some information on these games that are coming to PS5 and update anyone that might be unaware of this. I mean, I'm sure not many people will be unaware. I'm sure no one lives under a rock and everyone knows what's going on here. But listen, I can tell you now that I will be playing both of these games. I will be picking up both of these games when they come out. As I said, I'm very excited for them to come out. So yeah, I just thought I'd make this video on it. And I'm just going to sort of talk about what we know so far. And I'm just going to talk about maybe what we can expect as well. I haven't got my trusty paper today. Like I haven't taken any notes for this one. It's just going to be some raw thoughts, I guess, and I'll probably just read a bit off media of what we know basically from Charlie Intel and a website. So that's how I'm going to do it. We're just going to talk about what we know so far. And then, as I say, what to expect really. So maybe get a bit of a hype going, bit of a hype discussion here. So yeah, I'm just going to talk about what we know then so far. So of course, I've just got some Black Ops 3 gameplay here in the background for you. Starting to get warmed up for this. So yeah, let's talk about where this all began. So I think it was a good few weeks ago now, maybe sort of beginning of June. Leaks began to emerge about Black Ops 1 and 2 coming to PlayStation 5 because of course these games as I said in the intro, released in 2010 and 2012, so these games are on the older generation of consoles, right? So we've never had there's never been like a remaster of these games or anything like that. I believe it might be on Xbox, on the newer Xbox now. It's like a backwards compatibility game, if I can speak, but I'm not entirely sure of that, but I think they might have it there. So yeah, but we've had nothing of the sorts on PlayStation 5. So anyway, as I say, the rumours began a couple of weeks ago, and things started to pick up a little bit. People started to get excited, and people began to speculate about a couple of things, and what exactly this was going to be. Was it going to be a full-scale remaster? Was it just going to be a port? Lots of questions are being asked, as you'd expect. But a few days ago, and I mean, I'm currently recording this on the 20th of June. Probably have this out just 20 something of June, probably like 21st, 22nd, something like that. So this was sort of all revealed a couple of days ago that Activision have clarified that these are just ports of the original games, and all we know is basically officially is Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 are both being ported to PlayStation in July. So they both come out in July, and they're both going to include the campaign, the multiplayer, and the zombies as well. Some are hoping for modern improvements like crossplay, but it doesn't sound like that is going to be the case. So that's all we know. That is all we know. We just know they're ports, they're not remasters, and they're both coming out in July. So let's break that down then, shall we? Let's break that down. So I'm recording this raw. I haven't got any notes. I usually have some notes for these kind of videos, but I don't. So it's all coming off the top of my head and what comes to mind, I guess. But for me, Call of Duty Black Ops 1 is my all-time favourite COD. Just is, always will be. I had endless fun on that game. I fell in love with that game when I first played it, and that just is my all-time favourite. So I'm very excited to be able to play that on PlayStation 5 from July. Black Ops 2, great game, great successor to that one, to the original. Didn't like it quite as much, just because I think of how much I liked the original, but another fantastic game, another game which I think majority of us enjoyed. So as for them being ports, I mean, I don't think they were ever going to remaster these two games, because, well, I think it would take away a bit too much probably from the flagship Call of Duty coming out towards the end of the year if they had remastered these two, in the summer, gave it, a full upscale and, polished off some things and made a couple of changes, then, I mean, I think a lot of attention is going to be on these two games anyway, right? Even just as ports. But I think if they had gone all out for it, I think that could have damaged the future of the franchise potentially there. So I'm not surprised they're ports, and also I think it would have taken them a lot of time and a lot of effort would have to go into that. So obviously porting's much easier. But yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. I think we're all fine with that. Just being able to play these games again, as I say, and on the modern consoles is absolutely fine, as long as we don't encounter any issues, which of course is another thing people are talking about, is whether apparently there's a lot of hackers now on these OG CODs, and people are worried that the servers are going to be the same and there's going to be modded lobbies and stuff. But the rumours going around at the moment is that there's going to be they're just going to do new servers, fresh servers for these ports, and I can see that being the case. To be fair, I do think we're going to have our own fresh servers on it. So of course that means anyone that had progress on their PS3 accounts or whatever will have to start fresh again. But I don't think anyone's really going to mind that. I mean, you're not going to mind, are you, going back to level 1 and starting all over again and it being a brand new experience over being in unplayable, not in, having no fun modded lobbies, right? So with hackers. So yeah, I mean, that's absolutely fine. I think they need to do that. Otherwise, yeah, we're just not going to be able to play. We're just not going to be able to play these games. So, and then, I mean, the way I can see this going, really, I think it's going to go well. I do think this is going to bring quite a bit of hype back to Call of Duty, because let's be real, I wouldn't say the franchise is in an incredible place right now, and I do think that, maybe this is a little bit of a way to get some fans back on board. Maybe that's part of their strategy behind it. Win some fans back over, and a bit of a cash grab in a way. But yeah, I think it's a nice sentiment in a way to the fans to bring these two massive titles out, and two fan favourites as well, of course. But yeah, we'll just have to see. But I do think they'll be very popular from the get-go. And the thing is, I think these two games are just going to last for a while. You can see these games going for a solid year without any major fall-offs. To be honest, and I think it might even distract people from buying Modern Warfare 4 when that releases in November or whenever it is. So yeah, I know for sure I'll be getting both of these games, and I much would rather play these two probably than the new one. Of course, time will tell with that, but I mean, maybe it's just the nostalgia, right? Nostalgia merchants is maybe that's what we are, and maybe we're going to live on that a bit too much. And then when we play these games in July, we're going to be like, damn, why did we praise these games so highly? It's not actually as good as we thought. But I just don't think that's going to be the case. I think these games are too good for that. This wasn't the case of you just liked it back then when you were younger, and you knew these games were good. These are 100% good games. These were the staple of Call of Duty. I feel so. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a problem at all. And even, as I say, the fact of it not being a remaster, sacrifice upscaling and the graphics, no one cares. We don't care about that. It's just jumping back in with those, those old class setups and on those beautiful old maps, playing some of the best zombies experiences again as well, and some of the best campaigns as well. Black Ops 1 and 2 both had a great campaign, so yeah, I think it's just going to impress a lot of people and excite a lot of people. So I think that's going to be absolutely fine. But yeah, let me know if you'll be picking these two up on PlayStation 5 when they come out in July. I mean, no official release date yet, but if I had to guess, I'd say like I'd expect them to come out maybe mid-July. To be fair, I think mid-July we could see them land. So just have to wait and see. I'm sure there'll be an official release date soon. Probably be like a trailer and stuff, I'm sure. So we'll just have to wait and see for that. But then we also want to talk about something that Charlie Intel put out on X. So they put out a tweet saying, and this was, when was this? This was on the 20th. Oh, this was today actually. Oh, it was just the early hours of the morning, right? Okay, 20th of June. So they said Black Ops and Black Ops 2 on PC and Xbox got some store updates today. Base game is $40 each. Individual DLCs is $10, previously $15. Season Pass is $30, previously $50. MTX Camo's personalization packs are now free. This could be how PlayStation ports are priced too. So, I mean, that's interesting, isn't it, to digest that information. So the fact they've made those updates on the Xbox and PC to these two titles, it makes you think they were just going to follow that same strategy for the PS5 ports, right? It wouldn't make much sense to differ away too much from that. Like, why update that now ahead of the release in July to then like be any different or be much different, you know? So I think that's probably what it's going to be, or it will be close to that anyway. Like, I think that those are the prices we're looking at. So, I mean, breaking that down, yes, we've got to remember 2012, 2010 AAA titles, ports, okay, not remasters as we know. $40 each. Is that fair? Maybe slightly too high. I'd argue maybe slightly too high, but I don't think that's anything ridiculous. Like, I don't think that's completely out of line. Maybe like a $30 price would have been perfect, but yeah, 40. I think that's just how it's going to be now anyway, regardless. In today's era, but this is when I don't like it so much. Is the individual DLCs costing $10, right? So like, I just think the DLCs should be included anyway, because like, yes, they were DLCs in the first place, but it was downloadable content from, as we say, 2010, 2012, and you know, I had both of these games on Xbox. Okay, I was on the Xbox, but I bought both of these DLCs. Well, I bought all the DLCs, in fact, because I think they used to do 4, didn't they, right, for a cycle? So, and like many of you would have bought all these DLCs. Like, we've all bought them somewhere, or you know, one of these games. I just think then, you know, releasing that over 10 years later to then still charge, yeah, I don't think that's a great move. But an unsurprising move, I would say, to be fair, for Activision. Let's be real. But yeah, I mean, that kind of sucks. If that's going to be the case, I don't think they're going to include the DLCs, which I was hoping they would, but it's not looking likely. So that's a bit of a shame. Definitely a bit of it's a bit of a mark on this whole thing, doesn't it? In a way, I mean, you know, it's just going to have to deal with that. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But of course, you don't have to buy the DLC. You know, it's not mandatory or anything like that. But a lot of multiplayer, a lot of the like really good multiplayer maps were in the DLCs. I remember from some of these games, and also the zombies maps as well. Right, were really good. So, and then yeah, the MTX camo personalization packs are now free. I mean, yeah, like that should be the case anyway. Like, yeah, they shouldn't. If they charge for those as well, again, Jesus, then I think everyone really would have been in an uproar. But yeah, a couple of people aren't happy about the season pass and the DLCs, of course, being priced. But yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. I've pretty much covered everything. There's not really anything else to cover because that's all we know. So I've pretty much covered everything here and what to expect. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited for the release of these two games. As I said, we'll be picking both of them up. Definitely playing them throughout the summer. Probably going to make some videos and do some streams on them as well. I'm sure probably get quite a few people in for that. But yeah, that's all the information I can provide, and say what to expect from these two games. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you will be picking them up or picking one of them up. And yeah, I mean, it's just going to be interesting to see for sure what they do with the servers, and obviously the pricing. I do think it is the pricing we spoke about. I do think that will be the case, but look, we'll have to wait and see for full details. Of course, as I say, there will be more announcements coming out in the build up to the release. I'm pretty sure of that. And also, if there are any minute changes in the game, very much unlikely, because of course it is a port, right? So I think things like the emblem editor are still going to be there, so that's fantastic. We love to see that. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything changed, which actually is another good thing I should have mentioned about if they had remastered it, right? There would have been some changes for sure, and probably some unwelcome changes as well, especially because these games are more for like the OG gamers, as I said, because these are people that played these two particular games, and maybe in their childhood, or just back when, as I said, COD was in its glory days. And I think a lot of those people are going to go back to these games. I don't think you're going to have quite all the modern era kids come into these games. I don't think they're going to be too interested. They might have a go, but they're all too busy with the modern COD, sliding about and bunny hopping. So it's time for you to step aside and let the younks come back, pick up their controllers, dust off their controllers, and drop those 0.4 KDs once more all summer. Leave us to it, yeah. But yeah, no, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm excited for it. As I say, we'll have some content here on the channel. I'm very sure of that. I am very sure of that. But that's all I can tell you about this. All the information I can provide. So we'll just have to wait and see. Next video you will see about these games will probably be gameplay. So yeah, exciting times ahead. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and until next time, goodbye.